Okay. We're going to try it out. See if it works. Right now, my connection is not very good. I've got both Wi-Fi's going, and I have no idea why it's bad. Neither one is working good. All right, so tonight we are doing the Venus Flytrap. I'm going to do two versions of it. We're going to do kind of like the Little Shop of Horrors version, and then we're going to do the regular plant version of it. Don't know which one's going to work, but we're going to try them out. We're going to try different setups with it. I have no idea what it's going to look like. We did finish the little dino, though. I kind of got it melted in. You guys want to see it? What the hell? There we are. And there's a little dino guy, but check out the colors. It just came out really freaking cool. I like him. All right, let's go. So I'm going to try the pod for the Venus Flytrap first. We're going to try it out of lime green. We're going to try it out of different greens. Dark green. We got the red for the inside version of it. And then I'm going to try a red with the pomegranate with white and see if I can get it going that way. I don't know which way to do it yet. So you guys are learning with me. Welcome aboard. You're flying Fiery Guy Air. Fiery Guy Air. There we go. Uh-oh. What the hell? Why can't you see anything? Oh my God, my camera. Hold on. I'll be back. Wow. All right, hold on. Man, this is just, something's going on with my entire system here. Welcome to Technical Difficulties 101. Sorry about YouTube. I'm experiencing one technical difficulty. I don't know what the hell's going on. My entire setup is really slow. I'm trying to figure this out. Really? Virtual camera. There we go. Let's try it that way. Holy crap. I am so sorry. I don't know what's going on. It's really frustrating, though. Okay, if that doesn't work, I'm just going to have to shut one of them off. What's up, everybody? So we're doing Venus Flytrap. Welcome in. Maybe the trap is the fact that it's not working. Okay, so I'm going to start off with the red. This should be a little bit longer. That'll give me some good backing right there. We're going to start off with the red. We're going to back it with green. We're going to try one of the regular Venus Flytrap pods in the beginning and see what that looks like. I don't know how it's going to work. All right, here we go. So let's get this red on here. It's kind of like a red-orange. This is the perfect color, too. And here we go. So we're going to add in the perfect color for the Venus Flytrap. I think I'm actually going to coat it in clear, too, on the red. We'll see how that works. Because this color is really sensitive to wanting to boil. It's a horrible color to work with all the time. I don't like it. But it's a necessary evil to work with. We're going to bring it down. Sorry about earlier with TikTok. I have no idea why it went crazy. All right, so we got the red we're adding on here. Like that. And then we're going to clear coat it a little bit. I'm going to add some clear onto the top of this. And I'm hoping it gives it a little structure for being able to manipulate it a lot better. Because this color, like I said, in extreme heat will boil. Not all torches will boil it, but this one will. It's the only drawback of this torch. It's super hot. A little cooler torch won't do it. That's bad. Okay, so we're adding the clear right now. We'll see how that works. Should be enough. I got to fix this guy up too. Fritz jumped on my little double hummingbird sculpture and broke it. He was all excited about a treat. And he jumped up and broke it. That's what happens when you have a dog. It's okay. All right, so we're going to take this. Actually, I'll just show it to you from the side. So we got the little molten. So that section right there, the dark section is the reddish color, and then there's the clear. I'm going to try and encase this a little bit and protect the red. And then we'll add the green. I'm going to try, I think, lime green in the beginning. I think it'll look kind of good just being a little vibrant. Not 1,000% sure, but hey, that's what this job's about. Ooh, that worked. Ooh, that worked. So now we have a lot less of that section right there, more of the clear, but through the bottom section, you'll be able to see it transition through. All right, let's get this up, and we're going to add the lime green. And there we go. How's everybody doing? Happy Sunday. Sunday. Sunday's the day I wear my holy clothing. That's where I have my clothes that have holes in it from getting burnt. What's up, Kevin's Book? Kevin's Book is in the house. If you guys are not following Kevin's Book on TikTok, give him a follow. He also has a new tube channel. I'm just going to say tube channel. Kevin, you can link your tube channel, your tube in my chat. Feel free to do it, my friend. All right, we're going to bring this out. Got that off. Let's go ahead and add this lime green and see if I got it. All right, so we're going to add lime green to the back of this. See, this is what I love about my channel and live streaming. I'm going to show you all the positives and the negatives. So this can either work out or it can fail immensely. I can't tell you how many channels I watch out there, other glass blowers, and they only show you the fluff. They never show you the mistakes. I don't know why they're afraid to. Because it's not real. And Kevin, if you want to join me on the tubes and go into chat and link your tubes channel in the chat on the tubes, that'll work really well too. We need to get Kevin up to 500 subscribers. So for those of you who don't know, Kevin is an author of a book, and he wrote a book about his experiences for Homeland Security fighting crimes against children. And I can't say the word, but you guys will get the underage. All right, I got this green going. And here we go. So I want to try and get Kevin built up to the 500 and then 1,000 and get him going live. And see how it works. I also want to get Dragonfly Creation and Groves on the tubes. Get them up a lot on live. Okay, so we got this green built on here. I know it's going to be hard to see, but the really bright color is the green. That little darker section in the middle is the red, and then that is clear. And we're going to see if we can get it melted in there really well. Then I'm going to flatten it, and I'm going to try the first fold of a Venus flytrap. I have no idea if it's going to work. The only thing I'm worried about are the little doodads, the little like fingers coming off the side pod. So I have to melt it and fold it first and then add those fingers, because if I add the fingers then try and melt it, those little tiny hair fingers will melt. So we got to do it the opposite way than normal. Move this over because I am going to burn my hand otherwise. Okay. That works. All right. So right now we squished it down. Now that little red section got a little thinner. The green is much bigger, and we got a little bit of clear right there. We're going to reattach it on the side. We're going to flatten this out, and then we're going to try the fold and see if it works. So I'm going to try a traditional Venus flytrap look, and then we're going to do like a little alien Shop of Horrors version. What's up, Daisy girl? Really? Wow, it's attached. That's okay, though. So we have that forbidden lollipop look right now. So there's the green, the red, and then clear. So we really have to smash the heck out of this. I need my squisher right here. We're going to have to get the super squisher. This is my super squisher. I love this thing. Then we're going to bring it over to the side bench. We're going to squish it down. Push that down. Squishy, squishy. Okay, so let's bring it off to the side so I can show you where we're at. All right, now we got the green. The red's right there, but there's the red underneath it. So first step is we have to elongate it, get it into that pod form. Then we're going to fold it and see how it looks. Yep, that has boogers on it. All right, let's grab this here. We're going to come down to flame size. Like that. We're going to bring it out here. I'm going to heat one section of it, not the whole thing, just half. We're going to bring it down and pull it. Like that. I don't know if I made a good choice with the lime green. Maybe if I dotted it next time with some dark green, it might look a little better, but right now it looks a little off. Let's detach this. And there we go. We're going to grab it here and we're going to pull the other side down now. So now I have to pull this side equally. And then we'll do a fold. I might have gone too far. But we're definitely making some Venus flytraps tonight. We will not stop until we make it. Y'all know me. I'm not going to stop until I get it. Get it. I'm not going to stop till I get it. All right, let's pull it down. Right about there. You know what? I did pull this side a little too much. I definitely pulled that side a little too much. This side's perfect. This one's too much. I'm going to trim it down a little. Before I do that, I want to show you what I'm looking at here. I did pull it a little too far. So see how that point, right? This one that's closest that has the rod attached is perfect. The other side is too far. It almost looks like a diamond pendant or something. So we want to trim that down a little. Let me pull it close up so y'all can watch. All right, so we're going to grab it here. We're going to try and fix this a little. I'm going to round it out a little, pull it down and off. It should kind of look like an eye, like a cat's eye or something, shape-wise. At least that's what I think. Woo, that helicopter's flying low. Can you guys hear it? That's a low bird right there. That's better. That's much, much better. I think we're in the right shaping area now. I'm debating whether I should add some dark green texture to it. I think I probably should before we go too far. I'm just going to add some quick dark green dots. I might actually have some over here. If I was dark green dots. I don't have any that I want. Crap. All right, we'll modify it this way. Just going to add some little dark green speckles on here. That looks way better. Way, 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 way better. Except I got one dot too goddamn big now. There we go. All right. So I think it looks better to have some dotting on there, so it gives it some texture. We'll try it. I still got one dot on there too much. I got to pull that off. It'll drive me nuts if I don't do it. Sorry. I'm not going to go this far just to screw up on two little dots. There we go. Now I'm happy. All right, so there's two different ways to fold this. I'm trying to debate on the best method. I think the best method is to attach a rod here, here, and fold it. I think that's going to be my best shot. Or I can try and leave it at the two ends and fold it that way. So we'll do it this way. We'll try the two folding dots. We'll fold it this way. See if I can get it into its V shape. Not quite sure my best approach to this is going to be, but I definitely need to fold this over quite a bit. All right, let's try that. Yeah, maybe. The problem with attaching it to the two sides that I want to pull up is I'm worried it'll kind of triangle it. It'll stretch the sides out like diamond points, and I need to keep it round. And let's fold it over. Yeah, this is going to be a good first attempt, but it's not going to be perfect. I definitely have to go bigger. And one more here. All right, let's pull it down. It's too long now. We're going to pull it down a little bit smaller. Give it a little curvature here. Need to get that shape just right. And we're going to come to the other side and do the same thing. Tape it down a little bit. Not 1,000% sure I'm happy, but it'll be a first draft, if you will. So what I equate this to is like sketching out a drawing. So the first thing before you start making a painting or anything, you sketch it out. And that's what I'm having to do out of the glass here. We're going to sketch it out. Try a couple different techniques and see if it works. Yeah, it's not big enough. All right, we're going to try some little extensions on here and see what it does. See if I can get some little pointers on it. Maybe that'll help. It's way too big. Yeah, I'm not totally satisfied with this, but we're getting there. So those little extensions will be red right there. It's not quite getting where I want it to be. It definitely needs to be more round. This rod I'm adding on right now will be red later, but it's a striking rod and a light version of it. So it doesn't show as well. Yeah, I mean, I got a good start, but we'll probably turn that to a marble later. It's just not showing what I want it to show. Looks like a broken pea pod or something. But there's the red against the green. Not 1,000% convinced I like that. So we're going to turn if next one looks better, we'll turn this to a marble. We'll like shrink it down and marble it. Yeah, just not exactly Venus flytrap looking. All right, so I have to get it thinner, and then I'm going to have to embrace a little bit larger circle. So let's do that. For this one, I think we're going to do a white underlay with a red overlay on top of that. It's going to make it look very white. We're going to use a darker green on the background because we're using white. So inevitably, it should look better. And we'll test the waters with that. And there is my huckleberry. So let's try it again. We have no fail on here. It was either Venus flytrap or sunflowers tonight, and I chose the Venus flytrap. That looks like a healthy one. Yeah, Brody, I appreciate it. It's just, you know, I'm pretty hard on myself when I try and figure out how to do stuff. And right now, that just doesn't look like something I would ever send out. You know, I just won't send it out. It just looks awful. So I am not 1,000% pleased with that. But this one should look better because we're going to do a small white puck in the middle, which will make the green and the red pop really well, meaning the colors will show up super fantastic. I just have to make sure it's super thin and much, much bigger. And I don't even think I need to pull it down into that triangle shape. I thought I did, but after starting to shape it, I'm not sure it's required. Let's attach this here. There we go. All right, let's get this built. Pitcher plants? Yeah, maybe. I definitely think the sunflower would be a good version. We'll do that later this week. Sunflower is on my agenda now. So we're going to add all this white in here. Then we're going to add in the green. Now this next green I'm going to add is a transparent green. It's very dark, which will be perfect. It's called lake green. No, not an iris, Ron. Ron, by the way, I'll message you with the exact link. I couldn't find it on my Fiery Guy. I have to it was inactive. But I did get your message. Okay, let's bring this up here. Actually, I think this looks good for the close-up. I forgot to show you guys the color. See, that's a dark, dark green right there. We've got a nice dark green to work with. Let's go ahead and get this surrounded now. Yeah, I think this dark green is going to look good, but you never know until you try it. If I didn't have to worry about the two colors, I could just make it out of tubing, which would be far faster. Making it out of tubing would be way, way faster. Okay, so we're adding all this green here. And smush it in. So we're incorporating it in now. It's kind of like creating a wheel. And I'm trying to thin it out. See how it got a little thinner? So as I keep pushing from the middle, it has no choice but to flare out to the sides. And that's how you get it a little bit more flat in the beginning. I don't want a big glob. See, now we got a little bit of a wheel. I'm going to leave the green attached. We're going to separate this clear, and we're going to remove the rest of this clear, and then we're going to add the red. Let that settle for a second. I'll show you guys where we're at. So now you can see we got the green right there. There's the white, and then that is backing against the green there. I'll see if I can show you the light before we go too far so you can see what I'm talking about. So there's the white. You can see it's very reflective, but look behind it. See how the green is showing up a little better versus that. So now we got a nice dark section back there. We're going to try it this way. And I know I grabbed enough red here. And there we go. So this is the red I'm going to use. It's very transparent. And it goes completely clear when I work it. It'll come back to red later. But this is the perfect color. The other red Elvis, is too dark. Yeah, this is a nice green. This is a green out of China. It's one of the China colors I do like. It's called Lake Green. It's very stable. The only thing that's a drawback with it is it does not like to be encased in clear glass by a lot. So if I wanted to make a marble, I couldn't have that green deep inside the marble or it would crack it. And there goes Fritz. Yeah, that green would definitely crack on the inside. So in this type of glass blowing or glass sculpting, green is a nemesis color. There's very few greens you can put inside a marble that won't crack the glass. And it's based on the chromium content. So chromium makes green. And a little bit of copper, not much, very little, but mostly chromium. And what happens is as that chromium gets hot, and it stays hot for quite a while, it kind of splinters. So it grows these little microcrystals inside as it stays hot. And those little splinters crack the glass. And that's why they crack it all the time. Now, technically, you could do a marble, put the green on the inside, finish the marble, put it in your kiln, and shut it off right away. And then it doesn't have time to grow. That's the only other way to possibly get it to work correctly. It's called a kiln crash. So you make your marble, make whatever you're making, then you crash the kiln right away. So it doesn't have time to grow. Little pro tip for glass blowers out there trying to figure out how to make green work on the inside of stuff. Then it's still a 50-50 shot. All right, we're adding all this red on here. We're going to go a long way on here. There we are. And I'm going to try and encase that white with this red all the way around because I don't want the white exposed. So we're going to smash it down a little bit, and then I'm going to go over it vertically here. And we'll see if we can't get it to look a little better. It looks like a hamburger right now. It totally looks like a hamburger. Doesn't that look like a hamburger? Tell me it doesn't. But you can see, sorry, where that white's exposed. Man, allergies are bad. But you can see that white right there. I need to get rid of that. And there's the red that'll be red when it cools off. But there is the white we need to get rid of. So we're going to go over it vertically and cover it up that way. That is amber purple. No, don't want that. All right, here we go. So we'll start out here and just encase it all the way around. Then I'll blend it in. Then we're going to smash this down. Okay, there's row one. It's getting a little short. I know I have another red one up here. I do. Here we go. We're going to do one more encasement, get rid of all that white. Then we'll blend it down into the section right here just a little bit. Remove any air pockets. There we are. So this should work. Technically, now we got the full section there encased. You can see the red starting to develop right there. So that's the red starting to come in, but it'll be fully red when we get done. All right, let's go ahead and blend this in, and then we're going to really flatten the heck out of it. So there's a couple methods. I can use these tweezers here, these flatteners, and I can go around flattening. Or I could reverse the angle, put a rod there, put it down, and really smash the hell out of it. But before I do that, I really got to blend all this in. We're going to use the mold one more time. I need to create a tool that makes a round, flat disc. So we're going to blend all this in, so I don't have any white being exposed. And then we'll try that Venus Flytrap look again. And hopefully this one works. Fingers crossed. All right, we're good. All right, I think we're good. So I'll bring it over. Now you can see we blended everything in there. All right, let's try this. I want a solid punty rod here because we're going to smash the heck out of it. And it needs a really good attachment. I have a little bumpy right there. We'll use that. And then after this is done, I'll show you the eagles we did last night. The eagles are absolutely amazing. The eagles are one of their... I'm producing a little short video off of them. They look really good. There we go. Now you can see we got that little nipple right there of glass. We got that. Remember, the red went away right there. It'll come back, and we're going to take this and we're really going to smash it hard. Going to make sure I have enough room. Going to get it super hot. We'll use our smasher here. I'll use the long camera so you can hopefully see a little bit of the smashing process. My camera froze again. Damn it. Okay. There we go. So we got to get this super, super, super hot. And we're going to smash it. Bring it back here. There we go. That's what I want, like that. So now we got a full smash on there. You can see we got that really flattened out right now. That is the green section. There's the red. So that'll be fully red when we get done. That worked. Okay, so that mental note, that works really well. We have to bring this out here. Do a small attachment there. I want to burn this off, clean it up really nice. Get rid of that little bit of clear right there. Clean it up. And there we go. We're all clean. All right, so this part I'm happy with. Let me show you where we're at. You can see the red starting to pop in there. See that red starting to form? And there's our green. I do like it. We're going to smooth all that out. Like that. Okay. So I'm looking at it right now, and one of the things I'm deciding on, as you can see, it's a little circular, but it's more oval. So where the rod's attached is the thinner spots, and then it's taller at the two top, the top and bottom right there. So I'm thinking of taking the rod here, and folding it manually. And I think that will make it work. But I need long enough rods here because it gets to be a little cumbersome otherwise. So we're going to come over here. attach really well there. Burn off, prick off the other end. Ooh, flippy, flippy. Burn that in. And you can see that red popping in. Look at that now. See, it told you to go red. The red's really coming in vibrant. We got that nice green. The white will disappear once all the red's fully engaged. All right, let's get it straightened out and see if we can fold this into a Venus flytrap. This is a lot harder than I thought. I thought I had it worked out in my head, but I don't. Okay, we're going to take it down. We're going to use a thin little tiny rod or flame here. We're going to heat right in the middle. Get it nice and hot just in the middle section. You can see where I'm heating right there, just in the middle. I think we're just about there. And we're going to bring it out and fold. Like that. Much, much better. Need a short, punchy rod. Perfect. Then we're going to clean up the top, remove the little sections where you had the holding rods added. That one, and then this one. All right. That's working so far. Now we just got a taco. We got to get that, but we got to put the spikes on it and removes the taco. Look. Got to get rid of this little crease in the middle. So what happened in there, after I folded it, it created these wrinkles on the inside. I know it started as a hamburger, now it's a taco. So now we need to, So now we need to add in the extensions on here and create the actual Venus flytrap. Let's see if we can do this. Bring it up here. Now that technically I was going to add in little extensions on here, but I think I'm going to pull it off of the actual piece itself. This takes a little while longer, but I think the end product will be better. Like that. So I'm going to show you temporarily what I'm doing all the way around. So I pulled it off of the main item like that. Instead of adding little extensions, we're just going to heat up and pull each one of those a little at a time. And that's going to make a huge, huge difference. Like I said, it's going to take a little while longer, but the end result will be better. I can't see if my YouTube is actually, the chat's working. Let me do that real quick. Okay, bring it back in. Oh, my chat wasn't working on YouTube. All right, so let's go ahead. Sorry about that. I didn't even see my chat wasn't working. All right, so we're going to go ahead and do these extensions a little bit at a time here. This takes a minute. I'm so sorry, but I got to get it right. That looks way better. In fact, we're going to tighten that flame up a little bit. Yeah, that's way, way better. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm like on the wrong view. There we go. Sorry about that. One more on this side. We'll do the other side, and then we'll try a little plant stake on it. That definitely has that look to it. See, now we got the little extensions on there for the Venus flytrap. Now those will all be red when they cool off, but that looks way better than adding little extensions on there. Let's see. Okay, we got that. I don't know why it's doing that. There. So now I just have to do both sides. This takes a lot longer than I thought. But I've been wanting to do this guy for a long time. Much better. Let it cool off for a second, bring it back over. See, it's looking a heck of a lot better that way. Now we got that Venus Flytrap going, and that'll be nice bright red when it cools off. Let's go ahead and get this all melted. A few more done in here. We got about 4 more to go. Two more to go, and we should be okay. One more to go. Okay, I can live with that at the moment. We now have the section here all done. We'll use a little lighting on it and watch the red's going to come out. Now you can see that red. And then that's going to all start forming red in a little bit. You can see the red starting to get into the teeth right there. That green is looking okay. It's going to get a little darker. We're going to park that in the kiln. God damn it, Fritz. So that's the iteration from that. So this is how I changed things up. So we started with that, and we converted it over to the other one. Fritz, give me 1 second. Yeah, Venus Flytrap. I'm going to put him away. He's being obnoxious. Okay, guess what? You are in timeout. Inside. Inside. Sorry about that. Fritz got a timeout. Yeah, Venus Flytrap. It looks amazing. So these are the eagles we did the Friday night. Look at that. I don't know if I can show it well. Maybe I have to do it front camera. There we go. So this is the eagle and the base. You can see it has the colors bouncing through it. Actually, like that. But I love that eagle right there. And this is the one that has the other base to it. You can see we got the more of the greenish blue base with the solid glass base. I wonder why my side camera is not picking it up. There we go. So that one looks really good too. And then we can't forget about the shark. The shark came out better than I thought. Look at that. And we have all the colors from the shark bouncing in there. The shark looks actually pretty damn cool. I love that coloring. Did I break a glass rod? I sure did. So anyway, that is the Venus flytrap, or the sharks and crap we did the other night. Yeah, I like the shark. Shark looks really good. Okay, so for the Venus flytrap, they have a different leafing pattern that's really kind of crazy. That one is going to be pretty simple. We still have to fold it so that it's kind of like a triangle going up. And we have to make a big old piece of green here. And unfortunately, I don't have this in a big rod, so I got to use a small one and make it into a larger version. So we're going to take this and just build it way up. But it won't be too bad. This one will be a lot easier. We just have to bunch a whole lot of this up. Here we go. Quite a bit of it, actually. We're going to eat a lot of this rod up. And I think we're just about there. We should have enough. All right, we should be good. This will be an interesting thing for some people to see if you're a glass blower. So we got just basically the teardrop shape right now. So we're going to take the teardrop. We're going to smash it in two parts now, not all the way. So you smash it in two sections. One there. A little bit more here. So I want to leave like a spine down the middle. So we're going to leave a little spine. You can see how it's ridged up right there, a tiny bit. Well, maybe you can't. So we got a little ridge going in there. There. So we got that little spine running down. So you want to leave that. That's also how you do the manta ray. So if you wanted to make a manta ray, that's how you would do that. Now we're going to heat the whole thing up. Give it a pull. A little bit of a fold right there. We're going to bring it up here. A little like that. And then we come down here and taper it off just perfect. Going to separate that. And then we put a little punty holding rod on there, because I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet. Smooth everything out. Bring it down, detach. A little wrinkle right there. Okay. And then the leaf for the vine that the Venus flytrap sits on has a really funky shape to it. So we're going to cut this here. Middle. Like that. Yeah. Nope, wrong color. I don't want that green. So the vine that the Venus flytrap sits on has this little V section of the leaf, like the stem. Take any wrinkles out. I see one right there. Okay. So now, what's up, L to the V? So it has that little funky V shape to it, like that. I'm not so sure I like this. It's not like super attractive. I'm going to put it in the kiln temporarily. I'm not so sure I'm 100% satisfied with that one either. Might be able to do it a better way. We might be able to make it out of clear and do 2 green vines coming down to the side of it. It just doesn't look right. It looks very funky to me. Let's go ahead and take this and trim it off. It just doesn't fit the theme I want. Pull that down. And we'll grab this one. I'm working out in my head the way I want to do it. Put both tweezers here on accident. So yeah, we're going to take the clear, we're going to outline it with green, and maybe that will give it the look I want totally. All right, we'll build this one up. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm on the wrong view. Sorry, wrong view. Let's go ahead and smash this one down a little bit. Same way. Actually, I'm going to smash it over here, give it a little more of a punch. So basically, I just took that bigger blob, we smashed it down a little. We're going to outline it in some green. I'm going to use a different green this time because I want it to have a different look to it. Perfect. Rid of that. Much better look. With that little punch right there. A little wrinkle right there. All right, so this is kind of what the vine looks like before you attach it. Once I attach the Venus flytrap on there, it should meld on there really well and kind of give it the look that I want. Yep. Let's go ahead and remove this guy from the kiln at the moment. The red still has to come in. You can see it starting to pop in there, but it'll get definitely much redder after we get going. And the green will be a little bit darker. Go ahead and get this attached here. Clean that up just a little bit, and then we'll attach it. I actually think the scarier version of the Venus flytrap will be easier. But it's a little bumpy right there. I think overall, I'm okay with it at the moment. It'll start coming out better after we get it cooled off, but there's the first iteration of it. I really don't like this vine. I might have to change that later. The vine's throwing it off. The rest of it looks good. All right, let's go to the other version. Where's it at? Okay, let's bring this out just a little bit. There we go. All right, so this version of the Venus flytrap, we're going to try totally different. This is going to be like the scary version, like the movie Little Shop of Horrors version. Going to put some teeth in it. Yeah, we're going to do a villain. We're doing it right now. I'm going to make a total villain version of that. And I think we're going to have to use the kind of funky cool green. All right, let's go. Break this down here. Yeah, we're going to do a total villain version of that now. But I'm going to build this in two halves. All right, let's go. Got to do the white background first. I don't think I have the right green color up here either. I thought I had the late green was going to be good, but I think we're going to transfer over to another one. So we're going to do the evil villain version of the Venus flytrap now. Evil villain. And there's my red. Let's get that built up first. So this will be more of like a kind of cartoonish, horror story looking Venus flytrap. You got the red there. We're going to come out here. Paste the whole thing on the outside. This is the one I really want to do. Yeah, because I like fantasy type animals and plants and creatures. Okay, there we go. We got enough red. So yeah, this one's going to have teeth on it and everything. We're going to create a fantasy Venus flytrap looking guy. You're going to look perfect. We're going to bury that white in there this time. There we go. Actually, I should flip this guy around. Like that. There we go. Much, much better that way. So what I did here is I buried so there's the white right there, and then that clearest section running right there, that's all the red. You can see the red just starting to form up right there. Starting to come back to red. It's not going to go completely yet, but we got the white kind of buried back there. But I definitely want to grab some green and redo that section. I want a different green. Luckily, I have like 5 different greens available. I thought I had enough of the good one that I wanted, but not at all on my bench. We're going to punty it up here. Like that. And then we're going to go grab some green. And add green to the back. There we go. Separate. And there we go. Flatten it out a little. And smushy, smushy. All right, let's grab some green. Give me 1 second. I'm going to run into my color room here and grab some of the green, and then we'll go from there. Luckily, the microphone still works, so you guys can still hear as I fumble around trying to find the right green. And there we go. That's going to be the perfect green. And we'll fumble through that one. Wow. I only got short rods of this. Huh. Guess I have to order more of this. And a little bit more. There. All right, so I think we got the perfect green here. And with any luck, it should look really fantastic. So this is the green that I'm going to elect for now, this kind of dark, dark green here. You can see that green like that. It's a much darker version, very, very opaque. Let me check this view here. Yeah, that works. Okay. Okay, we're good to go. All right, let's grab that little puck and add in the green. Oh, you can see it going red. Check it out. See, it's already starting to get red right there. It's getting very, very red, and we got that white transparent behind it. So it's going to pop out. In the end, it's going to look fantastic. All right, let's go ahead and add this green on here and wish me luck. The only reason I didn't elect for this green in the beginning is because it's a very, very, what I call stiff color. It does not like to bend and move that much. It's like one of the harder colors to manipulate, which makes it more difficult to sculpt with. It's great for leaves or something. Like this type of work, it's not the best feel to work with, but if the color's right, the color's right. Got a little tiny gap here. There we go. All right, we're going to come down into the marble mold down here so you guys can see this section here. That's where I'm going to punch in the, I'm going to flatten it out a little bit. What's up, Surf Rat? It's great for the inside, but sculpting with it just sucks. There's another awesome glass person to look at, Surf Rat Glass. Then we got Dragonfly Creation and Groves Glass Gallery. Red Squeak is awesome on photography, and Kevin's book, because Kevin's just an amazing person. All right, let's get this all kind of flattened out. There we go. Much better. So, all right, so we got a nice little disc right here. Color's a little funky on the lines, but we'll fix all that as we go around. I'm not too worried about that. So I need to get rid of this clear rod here. We're going to reverse the mold a little bit. I need to flatten this area out by a lot. And we're going to separate that. Bring it in. Going to carve into it just a little bit. Take a little bit of the center out. Okay, now we're good. Now we have to flatten this out. Like that. Perfect. I want to find my perfect spot for the attachment here. Here we go. All right, so we're going to attach here, and then we're going to stretch it out and turn it into kind of like a half mouth going around. Pop that off. So this is only half of the actual plant part itself. And then we got to do a second half, and then we'll fuse the two together, kind of like a clamshell. This is going to be bad. I can already tell it's going to be pretty wicked. This is going to look cool. So this is one of the halves, but you can see there's the green. That white's going to be all red. That's all going to be red. I got to add the little Sharpie teeth in there, but I'm going to get a different white for that, a little more sculpting white. Let me grab that white real quick. Sorry, one more trip to the color section. Let's see, if I was there, I would be. Need that. And I'm going to grab a little bit more of this. Nope, not dark ruby. Pomegranate. Okay, we're going to move these off to the side because I want to keep them separate. When you have your glasses on, all the colors start to blend and look like each other, and it's a little crazy to try and figure out what's what. But before I do that, I need some Mountain Dew. Oh, thank you, Sir Fret. Been working on it. Okay, let's grab, let's add the little teeth on there now. Yeah, it's taken a while to figure out the production, like what works and what doesn't. There. Let's go ahead and I want to add the teeth ahead of time because it's too much. It's a little crazy when you try and add these teeth after it's assembled. You can't get the right angle on it. It doesn't work all that good. Pull this little nipple off here. Then we got to deburr all this little wrinkles in here from where I folded it. So when you fold the glass, you can create all these little tiny stretch marks or wrinkles in there. And they could be a pain in the butt at times. All right, let's start adding teeth. Turn that one down a little bit. There we go. Now we got half of it done. We got the little teeth on for the little half of the Venus Flytrap, the scary version. What type of torch do you use, and what would you recommend for someone to start with? I use a Glass Torch Technologies, and this is called the Kabuki. I would not recommend this torch to anybody starting out. It's too much. So the version of the torch that I would recommend is this flame right here, and it comes in a model called the Lynx, Lynx. And the Lynx is a very, very proficient torch, extremely proficient. I could literally make 2-inch marbles with this particular torch. But it's a good version of a torch to start with. The second version of a torch I would begin with is one that's called a Bedlam Bravo, if you have the money for it. The Bravo is an amazing torch too. Those are the two that I recommend, but there are lots of torches out there. Most important thing is buy what you can afford and understand you may damage it. So as you're learning, you may run your flame too short, too tall, too close to the tip, and you might break your torch. That's why I don't recommend getting an expensive one to begin with, especially. And don't buy a used one unless you absolutely know who you're getting it from. Because there are a lot of people out there that just wreck their torches. Yeah, that I would never buy a used torch. Am I getting a call? Oh, yeah. Yeah, I can't take it right now. All right, here we go. Let's add the white on here. Yep, I heard it ringing. I couldn't, that's why I have my earbuds in. After you guys told me I could look at my phone, but unfortunately, this is where I'm at the moment. Let's go ahead and add all the white in here. Usually I have my phone on mute. I don't know why it's doing that. Like I said, everything electronically today for me has just been funky. I don't know if there's a solar storm that happened or what, but everything's been kind of funky today. So here we go. We're going to add all the white on here. And then we'll back it with red and green. All right, let's grab some red. I forgot that I was going to grab some more, but I think I have enough up here. I think that's brown. That's brown. And I did grab some pomegranate right here. So we're going to build the second half to the scary Venus flytrap, the head. Then we're going to build the stem. The stem I'm going to do totally different. We're going to make this look very, very scary. You like the split screen? Yeah, that kind of helps at times. But I should move it this way for a little bit. You know, it's all about learning how to use the software for the screens and your transitions and all that stuff. That's been the hardest part about live streaming, figuring all the software out. All right, here we go. So we're going to take this and we're going to add in the red all the way around. Then I'm going to encase the sides of the white with it. And then we'll add the green and create the next section. We'll assemble them. Then we'll create a really cool looking stem, hopefully. And we'll kind of give it some scary vines. Kind of give it a creepy looking look to there. Okay, so right now we just added the red. You can see where the white is right there, and then the red is all that really bright stuff right there. And then the white is right behind it. You can see it separating right there. We're going to start at the back and bring it all the way around. Blend it in all the way up to the top up here. So we're definitely going to do the sunflower this week. That's going to be a fun one. I might even try a little attempt of it tonight. All right, let's get this all flattened out, and then we'll add the green to the back end and do the same thing. We'll bend it, put the little teeth on there, we'll assemble the two, then we'll build the vine. And we're all good there. Attach a little punty there, and then we're going to add the green to the back end. We're going to flatten it down again, give it the bend, add the little teeth, assemble them, and with any luck, it'll look good. Let's go ahead and separate that. Clean this out a little bit. Get rid of that clear. Then we're going to smooth it out. And flatten it. All right, so we got this part done. We're going to add the green to the back end, cover it all up. The thing I do like about this color, though, is it's so dense it goes a long way. It doesn't really thin out. So you could leave it in a solid rod like this, or you could thin it down to 1 millimeter and it retains its color. Some rods, you thin them out and they lose their vibrancy. This one will retain it. And there we go. Getting a little short. There, a little thinner right there. Oh, that has a little bug juice in it now. Big old bug just flew in the flame. That's funny, though. The bug just flew in the flame while I was making this, and it's a Venus flytrap. That is hilarious. That is funny. All right, so now we just need to melt it in, flatten it. I know, right? Venus flytrap and a bug flew in. That is hilarious. I'm going to see on my replay, I'm going to see if I can catch it, because that'll make a funny little short video. Okay, here we go. Okay, we're looking good. Okay, so next we're going to reattach here. We're going to flatten this area where the red is. I want to leave a little red on the outside because the one that I'm doing, I want to leave the Venus flytrap having like red lips around it. I know it was hungry already, right? So we got to flatten this section out really well, and then we'll pull it and get the bend in it, and then we'll assemble it. Put the teeth on first. There's always a lot of stages. Like when you're starting something new, it's always a lot of different stages involved. And you don't know how to assemble it because it's like the first one. After I make like 10 of these, it'll get faster and better. But right now, it's not so much there. But after like 10 of them, I'd figure it out. Pull that off. All right, let's go ahead and flatten. Yeah, baby. Got it. I know it was hungry already. So there we got the green. That white area that you're seeing right there will be totally red, and that'll be red. Now we just have to stretch it out into the form that I want it to be, and we're going to add the teeth and start the assembly. It did snap, thank goodness. All right, let's go ahead and get this formed up. All right, so we got to stretch this out and bend it. We're going to stretch a little. Give it a bend like that. Keep it nice and straight. Detach here. Take out any wrinkles we may have. Get rid of this. Little wrinkle right there. All right, let me show you what we got, and we'll go from there. What's up, Christy? Okay, so there's the inside that will be all red. There's the outside with the green. We're going to add the little teeth to this one. And then we'll assemble it too. I do want to bend this down a little bit though. Make it easier to put the teeth on. Tighten this flame up and let's get the teeth on here. Thank you, Christy. All right, let's get teeth on. There we are. Tighten that up a little bit more. I only got a few more teeth to go. All right, we're good to go. Oh, I'm so sorry. I forgot it was on side view. Crap. All right, so now we got the teeth on there. Got the green going. I'm so sorry I had it on side view. Damn it. All right, so now we have to attach a little bit here. Detach here. And then we're going to assemble the two. And then we'll create a vine. I think I got the other one hooked in the wrong spot. Yep. I had this one hooked in the wrong location. Well, you're going to have to do for now. So we'll detach here, and those where the two sections are going to get fused together. Actually, you know what? I can leave it right there. No, I'd rather do it this way. All right, let's do the assembly. See if I can pull it up close. There we go. We're up close. All right, that's pretty well attached there. I was worried it was going to be too loose. I definitely like this one better. I like this better than the real, like, Venus Flytrap. This looks way, way better, and it's a hell of a lot more fun to make. This one's way more fun to make. But there we are. So now you can see we got the Venus Flytrap guy going like that. This one's way, way, way better. Venus Flytrap, Snapdragon, whatever you want to call it. All right, I need to go change my oxygen. I can already tell it's running out. But before we do that, we're going to assemble the little hummingbird guy back together. Fritz jumped up on it and broke the little hummingbird off. So we're going to use a tiny little flame and pop it back on there. There we go. So I had to pop that guy back on. So a little baby hummingbird with the other hummingbird. Like that. I'll let that sit. We'll run it in the kiln. All right, I'll be back. I got to change my oxygen. So give me 15, 20 minutes and I'll be right back. I'm going to change everything out. I'll see y'all and we'll finish that Venus Flytrap. So come back in just a little bit. I'm going to finish the Venus Flytrap.